Hey y'all, I got myself a random source Serge Resonant EQ used for a decent price, and once I got this I was looking through the forums on ModWiggler and people are talking about different ideas for using this for stereo. Of course, it's a mono module, right? It has two inputs here, but these are just mixed together, so you couldn't put in a left and right unless, well, I mean, they'd be summed into a mono signal. And these two outputs at the top are just two identical outputs, right? So they're not a left and right, right? So this is not a stereo module. There's a comb left and comb right. This comb is this side of the resonant equalizer, and this comb too is this side. So these frequencies being boosted here. So again, mono module, I can run in a mono signal, no problem. This is a mono sawtooth wave sequence. Bink. And then just we'll take from the outputs left and right. So this should not be stereo in any capacity. Okay, makes sense? Now, some people talk about stereoizing a signal by putting it through the different combs. I already hear a little bit of stereo there, but we can tweak a bit. Feedback. Okay, and that is stereo. That's a way to stereoify something. And of course, how successful this is and all these different examples I'm talking about is going to depend on your source material and of course the settings. One of the things I was thinking about, though, is, okay, instead of just sending this to left and right, we can use this for mid-side. For my mid-side, I'm using a Shakmat SumDif, which is just a precision adder, but there's lots of different ways to do mid-side. Again, the general idea is mid here is left plus right, side is left minus right. Now, a couple things that I can explore, I'm still running in this mono signal, right? And so now, what I'll do is I'll take comb 1, run it to the mid, comb 2, run it to the side. And so now when these are decoded, it makes a stereo signal. I'm not in love with this. The phase cancellation is kind of rough. So, well, instead of doing that then, I'm going to suggest this. Why don't we take a stereo signal, and so now I'm taking from my castor&pollux, which I was using for the mixed sawtooth waves into mono, I'm going to change that into stereo. So now, again, the castor&pollux, I can send one sawtooth to the left, one to the right, and they're slightly detuned. And then I can encode that to mid-side using my Shakmat SumDif. And then I can, for example, just run this is just the mid. And now I'm going to take the side, send it in to the resonant equalizer. And then I'm going to take the out and run it to the sides. Okay, so now we have a more interesting stereo signal. Again, now the mid is unaffected. I'm just equalizing the sides. If I turn this all the way down, it should be mono, right? Because I've turned down the sides, and so we're just getting the mid signals, and now we've got a mono signal. And now let's slowly introduce that back, and it should widen out into stereo. Whoops. Okay, pretty cool. Now I'm just switching it on the Shakmat here. I'm just switching it. So now I'm going to process the mid and leave the side unchanged. So again, EQing the mid. Now if I turn this all the way down this time, that probably sounds a bit weird because that's just the side information. Here's our mid come back in. I'm clipping a bit, I'm running a little bit hot. I'm going to trim that a little bit. Pretty cool, huh? All right, I am sure you are entirely sick of that sequence. So let's, just for the last thing, this is going to be side only processed. And I'm going to take some material. Now I'm going to take a little piano thing maybe from my computer. I'm going to play that in and we can listen to that. Bringing up that side, should fill out the stereo. Here it's easy to get clipping in there. All right, let's go wild. Mono. That's a nice band, the 2.8K one. All right, you get the general idea here. Again, mono module, and we're tricking it into being stereo by using mid-side. I have another video on mid-side if you want to check that out. I do some high-pass filtering on the sides and do some compression on the mids, maybe saturation on the mids, I can't remember. But if you want more detail about mid-side, check that out. Again, I think you can listen to and compare what you think about these different sounds that I've made with this resonant equalizer are. But I think there's something nice about processing the sides or the mid. Let me just switch this up. I'm going to process the mid on this, and then I'll use that to play us out. Catch you all next time.